Congratulations to the center on 40 wonderful and impactful years on behalf of the profession. And congratulations to my good friend, David Wilkins, for 30 years as a leader in the legal academy. David, we owe you so much. The center's role in research, in educating lawyers, and building bridges between the academy as well as legal practitioners is more important than ever. The factors affecting lawyers all over the world are changing. There's the impact of globalization, there's the threat, and there's the opportunity presented by the blurring of traditional disciplinary lines. There's the impact of technology. Will it replace us? Will it make us much more effective and productive? There's the issue of society's changing expectations of lawyers. And then lastly, there are our own changes as individuals.
One has to recognize that we live in a very complicated time, a time in which technology, the globalization of economy, the regulatory threats, as well as the societal threats posed by new technology, really point a light on the need to ask the question, what should the law of the 21st century be in order to address those societal needs, in order to tackle those problems, while at the same time continuing to maintain an environment in which business and technology innovation can continue to move forward.
I certainly know from my current role what an important role in society lawyers play in helping to uphold the rule of law and acting as kind of a translator of the Constitution and the legal system's values for the public at large. I think lawyers play that essential mediating role in society.
It's critical for us to see our role as professionals and to see our role as professionals who are united by the fact that we have all taken an oath to uphold the Constitution and to uphold the laws of the states where we were admitted. And this is what joins us together across ideology, across partisan difference, across race and experience, and area of practice, is that we are united as professionals.
The challenges that lawyers are increasingly facing today, whether it's ESG, AI, cybersecurity, regulations, the influence of politics and globalization, the existence of a global pandemic, are more complicated than they've ever been before. And that makes progress really requires something more than conjecture, and it requires this sort of unbiased, data-driven research at the heart of the center's mission. One of the great things about the center is the quality of the research that it provides, the guidance, the world-class practitioners, people who are great thinkers about things, and then providing an opportunity for people from all walks of the legal profession to work together, to dialogue together, to reason together, to share information. That kind of group participation, allowing everybody the time and the space with a lot of hard facts and science behind it to talk, is really important right now.
We're in the business of training lawyers to go out and be in the world. And it seems almost intuitive that all law schools would have a place like this where you could think about the impact and the effect of the legal profession. That's not always the case. And it's both incredibly obvious that we should be studying the legal profession and very unique because not all law schools do it.
My particular interest in studying the legal profession has been on diversity issues. And I think the reason is simple. It's that our profession has not always been as inclusive as it really ought to be. And I think it's important for law students and lawyers at large to know about this, because we are never going to be as productive and strong and inclusive as we can be as a profession until we identify the gaps and begin to take steps to remedy them. So that's been a lot of my work in collaboration with the center over the past several years.
the opportunity to participate in the center's conference last year, Reimagining the Role of Business in the Public Square, was so critical for me because I am very much digging into these issues around the obligation of various legal institutions at this moment in our democracy. And that convening was extraordinary, bringing together precisely the people who needed to be in the room, lawyers and business leaders and advocates.
I know from personal experience, it's not just me who gets the benefit of engaging with the center. We have people across our entire firm, partners, associates, our professional staff, who have benefited from attending programs and training, and I guess what I'll call almost think tanks run by the center that have been a huge benefit for all of us.
It is not an exaggeration to say that Professor Wilkins and the Center on the Legal Profession has shaped the trajectory of my entire legal career. So to give a bit of context, I am Singaporean, but I am not the crazy rich Asians kind of Singaporean. I am the public housing, public school, no lawyers in my family, didn't know a single lawyer growing up kind of Singaporean. Well, somehow I found my way to Columbia University in New York as an undergrad. And at the time, I did not know any human lawyers and didn't have any mentors. So I used the practice as my career guide. And I will say that chancing upon the practice as a sophomore in undergrad was incredible. Very early on, I found this article. I read this article. It was about the rise of the general counsel and the rise of the in-house legal function. That those early decisions that I made, because I read that one article in the practice, has served me so well. It's, those decisions are still paying dividends today.
I started a fellowship program at the center, and that time at the center really contributed to giving me a blueprint for thinking about what kind of work I was interested in, what kind of research I wanted to do.
As a member of the Center on the Legal Professions Advisory Board, I have seen firsthand the work that the center is carrying out, and also the richness of the people that participate in that work, both on the academic, professional, and other circles. And to me, it is just an incredible opportunity, an opportunity to understand the new trends, to tap into the new thinking, and frankly, contribute a perspective that I might bring from the in-house practice of law that can make that conversation a more fruitful one.
The reason I support the center, in addition to the excellent work done by my friend David Wilkins, is that I made a shift in my career very late from a practicing lawyer to a business person. And I think it's the work that's being done in places like the center that actually put our work as lawyers into context. So what am I talking about, for example? Lawyers have traditionally, and I was a trial lawyer, I traditionally understood the role of the trial lawyer bringing or bearing a sword in battle on behalf of a client, or lifting a protective shield on behalf of a client. But as a business person, I began to understand the importance of lawyers being able to solve bigger problems, and the importance of lawyers being peacemakers in the right way. So the work that's being done by the center helps us look at the role of lawyers writ large.